President Cyril Ramaphosa has arrived in Sharm el-Sheikh in Egypt. The president is attending the COP27 Climate Conference. Joining us now for the latest update, SABC International News Editor Sophie Mokoena. A very good evening to you, Sophie. Thank you so much for speaking to us. Let's talk about what is on the agenda for the South African president. What is he likely to lead with?
As you are aware that the president has been invited by the head of state of Egypt, therefore he will be participating in different activities. But for tomorrow, the important one, it is a round table where he is going to co-chair that round table discussions with the president of the European Council, Charles Michel, where they will be looking at the issue of funding, the much talked about funding and financing of just energy transition. You know that before he left South Africa, he spoke about the fact that much as the developed countries or the G7 countries, some of them have made $8.5 billion available for South Africa to move from the current fossil-dependent energy supply and power supply. That money is not enough because you need trillions to fund that process. And he will also be speaking to other heads of state in the afternoon, what we call the bilaterals. In terms of the bilaterals, for me what is important is the meeting between President Ramaphosa and the Prime Minister of Ethiopia, Abiy Ahmed. You know that recently the warring factions in Ethiopia have signed a peace agreement, and I think the president will be speaking to Prime Minister Abiy to kind of persuade him to ensure that whatever agreement was reached during those negotiations, all people comply and the implementation thereof does materialize. He will then meet the president of Senegal. The president of Senegal is currently the chair of the African Union, and clearly there maybe will be giving him a briefing in terms of what transpired in South Africa during the Ethiopia peace talks, but also just to refresh the position of Africa in terms of climate change. As you know that Africa is speaking with one voice, and also perhaps to prepare for the G20 summit on the 15th of November, where the AU will be there in terms of observer status, and the president of South Africa, the only country on the African continent that is part of the G20, pushing that the AU must be a permanent member of the G20 in a similar manner where you have the European Union being part of that group of nations. And also the meeting with the Namibian president, Hagengo. Here the Namibian president is currently the chair of SADC Politics, Defense and Security, the organ. And I think maybe they will recap on what's happening in the southern region. You know that there are challenges in Eswatini.
All right, we'll leave it there with SABC International News Editor Sophie Mokoena. Thank you very much.